The graft dairies continue in the country, this time round with the Parliamentary Accounts Committee grilling suspended PS and the Director General of the National Youth Service over the 9 billion shilling scandal. And of course, we continue to receive a lot of reactions, not just from members of Parliament and political leaders, but Kenyans at large at the numerous corruption scandals currently dogging the administration. We'll also be later on speaking to the Water Cabinet Secretary Simon Chelugui on the Rapid Results Initiative concept that was launched about a day ago by President Uhuru Kenyatta. What does this mean, especially in terms of accessibility of water and sanitation in the country for Kenyans? This and more land up for you here on KTN News Desk. My name is Akisa Wandera. Let's begin with the highlights. Suspended youth PS Lillian Omolo and NYS Director General Richard Ndubai appear before the Parliamentary Accounts Committee for questioning. Details behind the National Water Storage Master Plan unveiled by the Ministry of Water and Irrigation. A woman in Uasin Gishu is arraigned in court for chopping off her husband's private parts. And global concern after US President cancelled a scheduled summit in North Korea following heightened tension. Good afternoon once again. Thank you very much for joining us. Suspended Youth Principal Secretary Lillian Omolo and NYS Director General Richard Ndubai this morning appeared before the Parliamentary Accounts Committee for questioning over the loss of 9 billion shillings at the National Youth Service. They were expected to answer to queries raised by the Auditor General Edward Ouko in the 2014 to 2015 and 2015 to 2016 reports touching on the Youth Ministry.
Accounting officers have identified those who are responsible then. Yes. The PS, the DG, and the CS. We should take judicial notice, Mr. Chairman, that the DG then and the PS then were tried and have since been acquitted. That is information I think is available to all of us. Yeah. We should take judicial notice that we are talking about 5 years down the line. And clearly, and I hope I support Honorable Kuria, we might be seeing a situation where the investigating agencies themselves are frustrating investigations by withholding documents so that the Auditor General cannot ascertain. I suggest that for purposes of this query, these accounting officers will not be useful to us. What we need to do, Mr. Chairman, I submit, that we need to invoke Article 125 of the Constitution. This is a rare situation where we now need to summon ESCC, DCI, and BFIU. I do not know which unit that is. Banking fraud. Because they are now holding documents that are stopping the auditor from assessing and doing his work, and it's not useful to them. I think we should summon them to bring those documents so that they can be availed to the auditors. But second, Mr. Chairman, I think we are in a situation of merry-go-round, where by the time we are making these questions, the accounting officers will long have left. Like now, that's 5 years down the line. So that the matters are not current. It would be interesting to find a way of asking the current accounting officers to tell us what they are doing in similar circumstances, in similar matters that are topical today.
Fair enough. Last two questions, then we will respond all together. Honorable Iseli and Honorable Florence Mutua. Okay. Just proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Mine is just to further the question that has been asked about the documents that are with the investigating agencies. And mine is to find out what the ministry has done to date. Have you written letters? Did you have copies? So are we just going to sit and wait and keep on saying the same response that it's investigating agencies that have the documents? Do you have anything in writing to show really that you have been really asking for these documents so that we can conclude such cases? Because this is a lot of money for the investigating agencies just to be holding documents. And as it has been said, maybe they're just holding on to those documents so that this case is never solved.
Honorable Seli, finally.
Chair, I noticed that in the response for 20 2016, you have said there's an appendix that you created an asset register totaling 4,578,969,010 shillings and 35 cents. And you're going to say that you've forwarded it to the auditors and you have attached it as Appendix 5. But when you go to Appendix 5, it doesn't look like an asset register. Then I think that will do for now.
I'm sure you can see the Appendix 5. I wanted to restrict it to Honorable Seli, but I will allow you, Honorable Ono, to ask the very, very final question on this matter.
Yes, the PS enumerated how they completed a project, Mr. Chairman, at Gilgil, which had stalled for many years. I just wanted to ask whether these 17 billion bought us in any way, the way the stall project of 30 years actually bought us.
Please respond.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson and the members. Yes, it does bother us, the issues of the asset registers, the issues of money that cannot be accounted. And I'm pleased to inform you, Mr. Chairperson, that the first full financial year that has been audited when I am the accounting officer responsible for NYS matters, on the issues of the asset register, we have been able to work with the Office of the Auditor General to really provide an asset register. One of the remedial measures we took when we came to office because of that issue of the asset register was to bring on board a project and financial management agency to assist us as NYS. And we procured through an open tender the PricewaterhouseCoopers, and one of their core responsibilities was to take a complete audit of all the assets of the National Youth Service, an exercise that we have completed, an exercise that we have gone through with the auditors, and I'm very pleased to inform you, Mr. Chairperson, that we have received the certified audit report for the financial year 2016-2017. We received it on the 8th of May, that's about 2 weeks ago, and the matter of the asset register has been resolved. On issues of
before we leave that one,
sorry,
because you raised a very fundamental issue. You are saying that the financial audit.
Yes, the financial audit, the certified audit
by the Auditor General,
by the Office of the Auditor General, is
at the time when you have been in office.
We have received it.
You have been given a clean bill of health.
Yes, in general, on most issues touching on NYS.
Do you have a copy of that report?
Yes, we have carried with us the official reports, both the full copy and excerpts, which we can share with you, Mr. Chairperson.
Honourable members, it will be interesting to see that report.
Yes.
As you know, our Parliament is yet to officially, not really to officially receive, that report is yet to be tabled on the floor of the House. But if you have it, and it is duly certified,
we do have it,
duly authenticated.
We received it on the 8th of May, officially from the Office of the Auditor General, and on the issues touching on documents that were with the investigating agencies. We did write to all the investigating agencies together with the auditors.
Go slowly, Madam Omodo.
Okay.
Yes, let's deal with this matter first.
Okay.
Yes. So if you have that report,
we do.
Just one. Kindly table it.
We do have the reports.
For us to verify its authenticity.
Point of order.
Go on.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, with all due respect to the PS, I'm just wondering, has the government policy reversed that Auditor General reports are tabled first in Parliament, or they go to the Ministry first?
No, they usually go at the same time. That's a management response. What I did say is that, to our knowledge, that report is yet to be tabled on the floor of the House. It doesn't necessarily mean that it hasn't been received by Parliament. Perhaps it is somewhere within the Parliament precincts, but on the floor of the House, it is yet to be tabled. That doesn't stop us from seeing what you have. I hope you have many copies.
We have 10 copies
That will be very interesting.
Well, so that's what happened earlier. The Parliamentary Accounts Committee, as they continue to probe the 9 billion shilling NYS scam, and suspended Principal Secretary Leland Omolo was just trying to explain her side of the story. Our senior parliamentary reporter, Patrick Amimo, covered that for us. In a short while, he will be joining us with more details. Remember, that particular session has been adjourned for lunch. They will be getting back in the afternoon, so Patrick Amimo will be filling us in periodically during the bulletin. Now, the Kenya Film Commission says they are the ones mandated by the government to nurture the film industry in the country. In an apparent reference to the ban on Rafiki film by the Kenya Film and Classification Board, the commission said the Alfred Mutua-led body is overstepping its mandate, and our reporter Mary Mwoki is covering this for us. She now joins us live with an update. Mary, what is the latest? It seems that there are tough wars between the Kenya Film Commission and the Kenya Film and Classification Board.
Exactly. There seems to be a back and forth between the two bodies that are mandated by the government or by the constitution to regulate the film industry in the country. We just came in from a presser from the Kenya Film Commission, and the chairman of that commission, Mr. Chris Foot, just said that they are the body that is legally mandated to regulate the film industry in Kenya. And of course, there's been a lot of veiled barbs being thrown to and fro by the two bodies, with one body feeling superior to the other. Now, a while ago, we asked Chris Foot what he thinks that will leave the film industry in Kenya, and he says that clearly the other board needs to be checked. Perhaps they are overstepping their mandate, though he didn't say exactly in those words.
That the KFCB is overstepping its mandate. What are they going to do about it as the KFC?
Oh, they're saying they are open to negotiations, and they're also trying to see if they can have a sort of intervention, maybe from the government or from the relevant bodies. But for now, it's the back and forth.
Tough wars from the Kenya Film Commission and the Kenya Film and Classification Board. Mary Mwoki there with a quick update on the same, saying, of course, they will be looking at negotiations and consultations. I want us to take a quick break here on KTN News Desk. A lot more still land up for you, not just here in the city, but across the country, so don't go too far.